I was on a road trip from northern Washington to southern Utah to meet up with my family for just a few days around Christmas. For the road trip, I rented an Airbnb along the way. Wasn't looking for anything great. Really just needed a place to sleep. So I found the cheapest place right in the halfway point in Idaho. It was kind of in the middle of nowhere, not near any towns or cities, but it was only a mile off the highway, so it was perfectly convenient for what I needed it for. I left in the morning and started getting close as the sun was going down. The section of Idaho I was in was covered in forest and seemed pretty uninhabited. Not a lot of houses or other places around, except for I guess the Airbnb. After a while of going down the highway, my phone told me to turn off on a very small dirt road. There were no lights or other indications that a path was even there. I drove slowly and carefully for the entire mile down this dirt road until I made it to the cabin. And on first glance, it looked way bigger than I expected. There were no images of the outside on the listing, but it said it was only a single bedroom cabin, so I expected something fairly small. I parked right outside the front. The whole forest around the cabin was dense and dark. I could hear all the birds and animals calling out as the night was coming in. I headed up to the door and legitimately almost had a heart attack when the door suddenly opened. "Didn't mean to scare ya," the man said in an overly friendly voice, and with a wide smile. I was still recovering from the scare, and confused who this guy was and why he was even here. He explained he was Charlie, the owner of the Airbnb. I think he could still tell I didn't understand, and that's when he said, "Your room is right over here." And I realized what this was. The Airbnb was a room in the cabin, not the whole cabin itself. I couldn't believe I'd made a mistake like that. I was sure it didn't say it was a shared living space. But at the time, and under pressure, I figured with the pictures not having shown the outside and it saying it was one room, it all made sense. I followed Charlie in. He led me down the long hallway all the way to the farthest room on the end of the cabin. The hallway was noticeably dark, didn't have a single ceiling light or lamp or anything. Charlie gave me a key to the cabin and to my room, then gave another big smile and said enjoy, leaving me